Here are 10 commanders that only cost you a nickel. Yeah, I know, just a nickel. There are other versions of these cards, but this particular version costs just a nickel. First off, we got Adewale, Breaker of Chains. This is an assassin pirate. It's also a human. It's a 4/1, and when he enters the battlefield, we'll reveal the top 6 cards of our library, put an assassin, pirate, or vehicle from among them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom. And whenever a vehicle you control does combat damage to a player, you may return Adewale from your graveyard to your hand. So this thing already is pretty cheap to cast. It searches for stuff off the top of your library when it comes in, and it likes vehicles, and then you can just return him from the graveyard to the battlefield if he dies at any point. And he can crew those vehicles pretty well because his power is 4. So this thing is going to be crazy. I really like this design. I think it's very, very good. I don't know. I think it's a fun time. And for only nickel, come on, guys. Here comes another pirate. We got Captain Ripley Vance. This thing is a human pirate again. 3/2. And whenever you cast your 3rd spell each turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on Ripley Vance, and it deals damage equal to his power to any target. So we're basically just want to cast a whole bunch of little spells and just rip through stuff. Maybe make Captain Ripley Vance's power greater, and then just, you know, double, triple, quadruple, whatever the damage, and then just kill people that way. I think that'd be pretty fun. 3rd spell might be hard sometimes, but if you've got a pretty low CMC throughout your deck, I think this could be very, very fun. Raph, Weatherlight Stalwart. This is a legendary human wizard. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may tap 2 untapped creatures you control, and if you do, you draw a card. And then you can pay 3 white to give creatures you control 1/1 and vigilance until end of turn. This is kind of a swing wide type of spell. Early on, you can just tap your creatures to draw cards, get through your deck, get what you need, and you can play stuff that lowers that cost in the bottom, like training grounds or whatever. That'd be fun. And then there's actually a second commander that's also under a nickel that you could probably swap that guy out with. It's Prince Imrahil the Fair. And whenever you draw your 2nd card each turn, you create a 1/1 white human soldier. Those two kind of go hand in hand. Imrahil's making white humans at the same time as you're drawing your 2nd card, and Raph is letting you draw that 2nd card. I don't know, they pair very nicely, so either of these could be interchangeable in this video, but they're both a nickel or less. Sir Eleonora, this discerning, speaking of drawing cards, Sir Eleonora is a human knight that has a power equal to the number of cards in your hand, and when she enters, you'll draw a card, and spells your opponents cast that target her cost 2 more to cast, so she's got almost ward stapled onto her, so she's got somewhat of a protection already. When she enters, you draw a card, and then you just crank out a whole bunch of cards, and then she's got a big power and make her unblockable and swing, you know, whatever you want to. I like the card draw type commanders, and blue is the best color for that, so I don't know, go ham. Grima Wormtongue. This is a 1/4 human advisor, and it makes our opponents unable to gain life, which is just rude. And then you can tap him and sacrifice another creature and to give target player a loss of life of 1. That was the worst way to say that possible. But if the sacrificed creature was legendary, we'll amass Orcs 2, which is pretty nice. So you can stack this with a bunch of little creatures and legendary creatures. And it's in black, so you can get those creatures back, probably. And then you'll make people lose life, and you can probably stack that with some combo pieces or whatnot. But anyway, this could be fun. Pretty neat commander. I don't know if you want to play it, but it's an option for under a nickel. Theoden, King of Rohan, human noble 2/3. Whenever he or another human enters the battlefield under our control, target creature gains double strike until end of turn. So this will, I mean, you're in white, so you're probably going to be able to flicker stuff if you'd like. You can cast stuff and then give all your stuff double strike, so you cast a bunch of little humans, and they'll just gain double strike. And if they've got haste as well, that could be fun. I think this is a cool design. I think this could be a fun commander. Probably a little bit of an annoying commander, because every single time you're doing something, your creature's getting double strike, and it's just tedious, and people don't like that. And it's human tribal as well, so that's always a plus. Zada Hedron Grinder. This is a goblin ally 3/3, and probably a lot of people have already seen Zada, but Zada, this version of the card, is 5 cents or less, and when you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only Zada, You copy it for each other creature you control that it could target, and then each copy it targets a different one of those creatures. It's pretty darn cool. There's a lot of effects you can do, brute strength and stuff like that. You just make all your things pretty big. Make kind of a dumb little goblin deck. I think this could be really funny. Anywho, I really like this art as well. So anyway, yeah, consider this. Firja, Judge of Valor. I don't know if anybody's seen this card. Flying Lifelink Angel Cleric, that's a 2/4. It costs 5 mana, but hey, whenever you cast your second spell each turn, you'll look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. So this, I'm sure you can manipulate the graveyard to your advantage. You can look at the top 3 cards of your library. So this is getting through your deck as you'd like to with your commander. You just have to cast 2 spells in a turn and boom, you got it. And it's in white and black, so getting through the top of your deck is pretty important. Because whatever, I don't know where it's going with that, but yeah, this is a cool card. The Third Doctor, Swing Swing. Oh my gosh, is that intentional? Look, at the top of the sword looks like a dolphin. Is that intentional? I don't know, I didn't watch Doctor Who. Anyway, he's holding a sandwich. Trample, 2/2, Time Lord Doctor. Third Doctor gets +1/+1 for each non-creature token we control, and then he enters the battlefield and we'll create our choice of a clue token, a food token, or a treasure token, which is pretty awesome. So we're making foods, making clues, making how do you do's, and then we're gonna make them bigger and maybe swing with them or just do something with those tokens. I don't know, it's Simic. You can do whatever the heck you want with this. All right, lastly, we've got Johann, Apprentice Sorcerer. He says you may look at the top card of your library anytime. He is a human wizard after all. He's a 2/5, which is actually pretty good toughness. But anyway, once during our turn, we can cast an instant or sorcery spell from the top of our library. So, you know, this is each turn. You can cast instants and sorceries. It does say you still pay its cost and the timing rules still apply, but that's a pretty cool effect to be able to cast that sucker. It's kind of an extra card in your hand, and if you can manipulate this somehow, I think that could be really cool. And this is kind of a fun budget commander for a Spellslinger deck. So, well, that's it. What do you guys think? Make sure if you want to pick up these cards, you can pick up all of these cards for like 50 cents off TCGplayer. And there's an affiliate link down below if you want to order those. And if you'd like to play those on your new playmat, check out Milkman Proxies down there as well. There's an affiliate link for them. And make sure you join me next week for your weekly dose of magic.